Hello guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, we got big news in reference to the Ralph Yarl case. You remember teenager Ralph Yarl from Kansas City, Missouri? Shout out KC, who was shot in the face when he went to go retrieve his brothers from a sleepover at his mother's request, and he knocked on the wrong door. He was shot in the face by this man who we're talking about today. Now, I covered this story last week as well, whereas he just signed a plea deal to, serve some time that was yet to be determined. He was supposed to go back to court the first week of March. When the surprising turn of events, Mr. Andrew Lester, age 86, died today. And I had called that before. I said, look, this guy right here, if you look at his progression for him being locked up the last year and a half, of how he went from being real big and then all frail and crazy, I said no matter what amount of time he get, it's a death sentence. And I was right. This guy passed away today, and they said he never said he was sorry to Ralph for shooting him in the face and the arm, or in the head rather. And as tragic as that is, I mean, I can't say I feel anything for somebody that's bullheaded and can't take accountability for shooting a damn kid. Here's the story.
Charged case that got national attention. Tonight it's over. It was a racially charged case that got national attention. Tonight it's over. 86-year-old Andrew Lester, who reached a plea deal last week in the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl, has died. It comes before Lester could be sentenced on one count of aggravated assault. Fox 4's Malik Jackson here now with what he's learned tonight. Malik?
Yeah, you can see right here over my shoulder, this is the house where this all began almost 2 years ago. This story made headlines around the world. And tonight the case, as John just mentioned, is over with the news that 86-year-old Andrew Lester has died. Last Friday, he pled guilty to a felony in this case, but because of his death, he'll never be considered a convicted felon. Just days after a frail Andrew Lester attended his plea hearing in a wheelchair, taking accountability for his actions, Lester has died. A source tells Fox 4 he did not take his own life. Throughout the process, he battled health issues. Court documents revealed that he lost 50 pounds. He was unable to stay focused, his lawyer said, and they tried to argue he was unfit to stand trial, something that he was evaluated for, but experts determined he could, in fact, stand trial. The family of Ralph Yarl says they have mixed emotions. In a statement, they go on to say for nearly 2 years, Andrew Lester never apologized. Instead, he and his attorney used every legal maneuver possible to delay accountability. Now, another black child harmed by prejudice will never see the man who shot him face the full weight of the justice system. They go on to say while Lester finally admitted guilt, it came at the very last moment after 2 years of stalling. That delay leaves our family reeling. The Clay County Prosecutor's Office says, while the legal proceedings have now concluded, we acknowledge that Mr. Lester did take responsibility for his actions by pleading guilty in this case. Our thoughts remain with both families affected by this tragic incident as they continue their healing process. And the last part of that statement from the Yarl family is so important because he died before the sentencing. Right. He'll never be considered this convicted felon because the process is not considered to be complete.
And that sentencing was March 7th, right?
Yeah, just a few weeks away. So they're devastated. And in that statement, Ralph Yarl's family mentions how he will have to still live with this for the rest of his life.
Malik Jackson, thank you.
Guys, that's the story of this 86-year-old asshole, Andrew Lester. Died before he could get his judgment in court, his day in court, and Ralph Yarl gets his shot at American justice, even though I don't know what's just and equal to what he's went through with his recovery and stuff. Now, he's in college now, and thank God he did survive. We spoke about that before. I spoke, how, it's good he got a strong family around him, community rallied around him. Shout out to everybody. But I mean, You never know what tomorrow brings. This guy, I told you, I said, when I seen him, the way he looked when he went in there, and when he had the shaved head, looking mean and old, and then a year and a half, last week when they showed him, he was wheeled into the damn courtroom, looking like a frail 116-year-old man with long hair. I said, jail is killing him. County jail or whatever he's at, that's draining. It's not a walk in the park when you old. That's why I can't get it out of my head why some people go to jail at an older age, in their 40s, 50s, or 60s, when jail is a young person's game. I mean, if you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? For those that have been locked up before, I've been incarcerated before. You old and you go in there, man, it's a death sentence. He's 80-something years old. He's sitting in there, bunch of people beating on the walls, never sleeping. Don't know where he was at. Said his health declined and all this. They tried to say he was not competent. They went and checked it out. Deteriorates you. When you're taken out of your normal element at any age, but especially when you're old, when you're taken out of your normal element, you have a regimented thing of what you do certain times a day out in the real world, watching your TV, watching the news, eating your favorite snack, and all that's taken away from you. And you got knowledge and wisdom that tells you and constant reminders that your dumb ass shouldn't have did what you did. It takes a toll on you, and your physique shows it. This dude was rotten while his heart was still beating, and it wound up claiming his life. What's sad about the whole thing is, said he never said he was sorry. You was in court multiple times. You never said you were sorry for shooting the kid. Don't matter if he's black or not. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point right now, it's just messed up. It is. He's a kid. You couldn't say you were sorry. In the beginning of the thing, he said, oh, he thought this, he thought that. Fuck what you thought, because you never apologized. You never looked that boy in the face, in his eyes full of life, that you tried to shoot out of him and say, hey, you know what? I do apologize. I was wrong. At 86 years old, people are stuck in their ways. They are. And a lot of times it leads them to oblivion, whether it's from the hands of somebody else or their own stupid ignorance. And look what happened to him. I feel nothing for him. You know what I'm saying? But I do know, I'm glad Ralph is, moving forward with his life and still functional to where he can be productive and still go on. And maybe the death of this man does bring closure to him, or maybe it doesn't. But either way, man, I don't have a dog in the fight. Is it justice he died? Everybody dies, so I don't know. But I do know Ralph Yarl, at the age he was, I think it was 16, did not deserve to be shot in the face from knocking on the wrong door. That shouldn't be a crime, and it shouldn't result in somebody almost dying. My heart goes out to his family just having to go through that ordeal and not wondering if he was going to make it or not. I still can't get the thought out of my head of when I seen him in the hospital bed with the thing on his head, the wrapping. And, always from an empathetic standpoint, man, what if that was my child? You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine the overwhelming feeling of grief and sadness that people go through. Not just him, other people too that have loved ones that have been victimized out here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know this guy, Andrew Lester. You know what I'm saying? But fuck it. You know what I'm saying? The way he went out was like an asshole, so fuck him. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people calling him racist and all this other stuff. Don't even fucking matter now because he dead. You know what I'm saying? And Ralph's life goes on. And it'll be a learned lesson for him. You know what I'm saying? Moving forward. I don't know what it is, but he went through the ordeal. So, you know what I'm saying? It's the wisdom he accumulated that none of us know about. Hopefully it'll make him a good person. Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.